The title of the sermon here is, You Will Stumble But Won't Fall. Or rather, I thought I'll change it, but then you will know that you will stumble and fall, but not be utterly destroyed. That would be more, will do more justice to the passage that we will read together. Psalm 37, 23 through 24. Shall we all read this together as one family of God? The steps of a good man are ordained by the Lord, and he delighted in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. May the good Lord bless each one of us through the reading of these holy words. Yes. You see, I just want to get straight to the passage, and right away I just want to focus on one word: ordered. You see? Ordered or ordained. You see? This is very important for us to understand the passage correctly. Ordered or ordained is a very powerful verb in original Hebrew language. You see, we know that God directs our steps. God directs our lives. We know that. But this verb is even stronger, have a stronger meaning, message, meaning God not only directs our steps, our lives, but he also determines it. He manages it. He is in charge. It means whatever steps that we make, whatever move that we take, God ordained it. God ordered it. You see? All the good, the bad, you see? Our joy, our concern, you see? Our positive, negative, our selling, buying, our listening, our talking, our walking, our driving, every activities that we do are ordained by God, ordered by God. This is so important to understand. Especially we are still in a very early stage of a new year, 2024. We still have a long way to go. So we must be thinking what this year will bring for me personally. Well, the answer is it will be the same, more or less the same like last year. You see, business will be as usual. Things will be normal. Sometimes we'll experience sickness, you see, but most of the time we'll be healthy. Sometimes we'll be sad. Sometimes we'll be happy. We'll keep waking up, keep sleeping, laying down, getting up. All of our activities will be as usual. And we will face up and down. But remember that whatever situation, circumstance that we may come across are ordained by God, are being ordered by God. Nothing happened to the children of God by chance, by fate, or by luck. It is all determined by God, ordered, ordained by God. This is so important for us to remind ourselves. You know why? Because some of the Christians are still believing that only the good things happen from God. You see, challenges, the struggles, the troubles that we face are not from God. They would even go further and say it's from the devil. So it is so important. The good, the bad, the positive, the negative, whatever we experience are ordained, are ordered, determined by God our Father. When we know this truth, we will be able to face the future as we journey towards Him better. And now, there is another word that I want to point out. Though he fall, he shall not be. You see, though, this is a very important word again. In some translation, it is written when. You see? When he fall. Now, if you look carefully, it's not written if he fall. No, it doesn't write that way. God didn't use the word if, because there is a big difference between if and when. When is so certain, definite, that you and I, as believers of God, will sooner or later fall. We'll stumble and we'll fall. That is certain. But if is a word, it may happen, you may fall, you may not fall. You see, that if has a different, entirely different meaning. But here is so certain, saying that though he fall, when he fall, that means you and I, along our path, along our journey this year, somewhere along the way, we will fall. We will stumble. This is something that we all need to know. Sometimes we face a struggle, of trouble. Sometimes we may even fall into immoral sin. You know, even the very godly person could commit the worst mistakes. No one is exempted from falling. Now, you may be thinking, if God ordained us to stumble and fall, what kind of God is this? What's the purpose for it? In fact, there are some Christians who would say that I'm a child of God, I'm a child of God, I will never fall, I'll never stumble. You see, the only thing I will experience is fruitfulness, success. And when they failed to achieve that, they started questioning God. They doubted their own faith. They started doubting the living words because they have taken the meaning out of context. They misunderstood the words. So it is so important for us as we journey during this year, 24, whatever happened to us has been ordained, ordered by God. And there is a reason for it. There's a purpose. There is a purpose for it. Now, if we look into all those heroes of our Bible, they taught us, they reminded us, they instruct us, and most importantly, they encourage us. What happened to Noah? Noah was a great man in the sight of God. God ordained Noah to save 8 members of his family and the entire animals during the flood. Right after the flood, what happened? Noah, a faithful man ordained by God, committed a horrible moral sin. He got drunk and got exposed to his son and exposed himself before his sons. What an embarrassment. Abraham, we know about Abraham. He's well known for his faith. Abraham. So by faith, he listened to God's voice when God asked him to move from Ur to the promised land. He obeyed. And what happened when he reached the promised land? He lied about his wife Sarah, not just once, twice, as his sister. Great men of faith like Abraham, stumble and fall. What about Moses? Just before Moses helped his people to free from the Egyptian bondage, he killed an Egyptian and he tried to cover up his sin. How about David? David, right after he wrote, "The Lord is my shepherd," he committed adultery with Bathsheba kill her husband in order to cover up all his shame. Even after killing her husband in the battle, he struggled, he tried to cover his sin. Peter, a boastful person, he said, Lord, he's the one who declared boldly, saying that, Lord, I know you. You are the Christ, the living Son of a living God. And he even boastfully said, even if all these people fall away, I will remain for you. I will even give my life for you. What happened when a teenage girl approached him and challenges him? He denied Christ, not just once, twice, thrice. And he started cursing like a fisherman as he was. All these great men, people, men of faith, they stumble and fall along their journey. But what happened? They all did not stay in there for long. God did not intend them to stay there for long. They rise up, dust themselves off, and move forward. And when they rise up, they became a different person, stronger, wiser, more effective in whatever they have been doing. They became a new person, stronger, wiser, and they move on. So why did God ordain us, his children, to stumble and fall along our way? Well, this is how God's way of shaping us, molding us to become who we are, to become what we ought to be. The purpose is that you and I become a new person, stronger in faith, wiser, and more effective in our service. The picture is like Dylan normally take a walk at the back of our parsonage. Bill Shapler brought down all his great machine and moved a pad, huge enough, looks good, looks safe, so he would take a walk. One evening, he stumbled upon a stump of a tree and fell. He called out for me. I was there, took my hand, rise up, dust himself, and keep going. So after that, he fall, he become wiser. Next time he go for a walk, he will avoid that spot. Next time he avoid that stone, the pit, all the dangers, but he knows that if I go that way, I will fall again. I've learned my lesson. So when he fall, he rise up, he became a stronger person, wiser person. Against this picture, what about this? Someone pushed you from behind at Grand Canyon, which is 3,000 feet high. When you hit the bottom, you weren't able to rise and dust yourself and go. What God is trying to tell us is, I will let you stumble and fall along the path so that you become stronger, wiser, and become a new person, new me, new you. You see? But not utterly destroy you. Not the way people fall or you fall at Grand Canyon, which is 3,000 feet, where you can't rise and dust yourself and move on. So my dear brothers and sisters, it is so important for us, the good, the bad situation that we experience are all ordained by God for a good purpose, to shape us, to mold us. And most important thing is, God does not want us to stay there for long. He just wants us to seek his face, hold on to his hand, and rise up, dust yourself, become a new person, and walk. Let us always look up at him rather than complaining and having doubts with his word. Let us seek his face, hold on to his hand, and then keep moving on. The journey is long, yet if we focus on God, we will reach our destination. Amen? So 2 things. First thing is, remember, it is not only the success or the good things or a big achievement that we will see all the time. No, no, no. We might experience failures. Some of our plans will not be fulfilled. Some of our dreams will be fulfilled. Some of our dreams may just dashed at a hard rock of reality. But whatever situation, circumstance we experience, remember that it is being ordained by God, and it is for good purpose. And when we stumble and fall, look up to his face, hold on to his hand, and move on. Second thing, and which is very important that we need to take from this passage, is that along our path, along our journey, if you see your brothers or sister falling on the way, committing some big mistakes, making bad choices, do not just look at them and judge. Do not mock at them. Do not ridicule them. Be the hands of God. Stretch out your hands and help them rise up. Help them dust themselves and keep moving on as a new person. Remind them of the passage that is given here. Sister, everyone makes mistakes. You're not the only one. No one is exempted from temptation and from falling. You did. Now, rise up, be stronger, be wiser, and move on. Such words of encouragement should be given, shared by each one of us as we come across our brothers and sisters falling along the way. This is the most important thing. Many people try to judge them, ridicule them, mock at them, joke at them, and they reject them. That's not what God intended us to. Because like we have shared, even the very godly person are not exempted from falling or from temptation. We have seen the biblical heroes, how they fell and how they rise up again. You and I could fall anytime. But when we do that, let us not judge each other. Let us not ridicule each other, but with love and kindness, help them rise up and move on. Once we rise up, dust ourselves and rise up, we become so strong that we soar like an eagle. We will run and run, but we'll never be tired as long as we focus on God. Hold on to his hand, seek his face all the time. Thank you for listening. And may this year be a year where we get stronger, wiser, and become a new person. Amen.